End Mill Sharpener EMG 413 Operating Instructions. 1. Safety Instructions. A. For your own safety, be sure to read the operation manual thoroughly and follow the correct handling and operation procedures before operating the resharpener. B. Place the machine at a safe location after use. Do not place it in any high location to avoid it falling and damage the machine. C. The rubber base should not be placed at any emitic object to avoid unstable the machine. D. Equipped with fuse. Be sure to select the proper voltage. Please change the fuse by yourself if plugged the improper voltage. E. Determine the material of end mill before grinding. Please use SDC diamond wheel for carbide end mill. Please use CBN diamond wheel for HSS end mill. F. Be sure to do every cleaning well to maintain the life of the machine, especially for the 3 sharpening ports. If not, the accessories must be worn down and affect the precision of grinding. 2. Names of components. A. Front. Fixed block. Hardened treatment to protect the alignment base. Alignment base. Handle. For 2 and 4 flute end mill, ER collets holder set. For 3 flute end mill, ER collets holder set. Knot. Alignment block. Alignment knob. On-off switch. Secondary clearance angle port number 2. End gauge port number 3. Primary edge resharpening port number 1. ER collets. B. Back. Hole for grinding dust. Fuse base, fuse included. Rubber base. Voltage. Serial number. 3. Operations. There are 7 operational steps of EMG 413. Step 1. Set up the end mill to the ER collet holder. A. Determine diameter and flute of your end mill, and then select the proper collet and collet holder. B. Insert collet into collet holder and tighten nut slightly. C. Insert the end mill into collet holder and juts out 35 mm or so from the collet holder. D. Find out the flute with edge over center point and have it to be parallel with the benchmark notch. Step 2. Align end mill. A. Set alignment knob to the proper number according to the diameter of the end mill. E.g. end mill diameter 8 mm, set the scale to 8. B. The flute with edge over center point should be parallel with the benchmark line. C. Pointing holder's benchmark notch at triangle mark of alignment base and insert it to the base. D. Loosen holder, lower the holder to the base, and screw the knot clockwise. At the same time, rotate the flute with edge over center. Point clockwise until it touches the alignment block. E. Tighten the ER knot until the end mill is supported but free to turn. Pull out the holder counterclockwise. Tighten up the holder after confirm the flute is parallel with the notch. If it's not parallel, please repeat the alignment steps. Step 3. Primary edge resharpening. A. Switch on the machine. B. Pointing ER holder at the notch of primary edge resharpening port number 1. C. Insert the holder into port 1 with a slight push motion for grinding. D. Change to another flute. Repeat the above steps until the sharpening for all flutes edges is complete. Step 4. Relief settings. A. If the relief needs to be adjusted, please use provided 4mm hex wrench to loosen the screws in the sharpening port number 1. B. Rotate clockwise, plus to increase. Rotate counterclockwise, minus to decrease. Tighten after resetting. Step 5. Secondary clearance angle sharpening for 4 flute. Pointing ER holder at screw of secondary clearance angle sharpening port number 2. Insert it to the port with a slight push motion to sharpen until grinding noise disappear. Change to another flute. Repeat the above steps until the sharpening for all flutes' edges is complete. Step 6. Secondary clearance angle sharpening 2. For 2 and 3 flute. If you need to sharpen the secondary clearance angle completely, loosen the screws in the secondary clearance angle port and then rotate left and right repeatedly for clearance. Attention! The rotate ranges for 2 flute and 3 flute are different. For 2 flute, rotate the holder left and right in whole rotation. For 3 flute, only rotate left and right in half rotation till the middle mark on the sharpening port 2. And rotate the benchmark notch side only. To sum up, the grinding should start from the flute pointed at the benchmark notch. Step 7. End gas sharpening. Pointing ER holder at upper screw of end gas sharpening port number 3. Insert it to the port with a slight push motion. For precise and average grinding, hold tight the upper part of the ER holder with one hand and move the lower part at both sides with another hand to sharpen until grinding noise disappears. Take out the holder with end mill and change to another flute. Repeat the above steps until the sharpening of all flutes and gashes is complete. Take out the end mill from the holder and inspect it. Remark. Operation process of 2 flute. 1. Operation process of 2 flutes is primary re-edge sharpening port number 1. Secondary clearance angle sharpening port number 2. End gash sharpening port number 3. Please note that for 2 flutes that only grindings till 2 sides of benchmark line. Use rectangular collet holder for 2 flutes and 4 flutes. Operation process of 3 flute. Operation process of 3 flutes is primary edge resharpening port number 1. Secondary clearance angle sharpening port number 2. End gash sharpening port number 3. Please note that for 3 flutes that only grindings benchmark line and notch. Use angularity collet holder for 3 flutes. 4. Replacing the wheel. Caution. A. Determine the material of end mill before grinding. Please use SDC diamond wheel for carbide end mill. Please use CBN diamond wheel for HSS end mill. B. Determine the flute of the end mill and use the proper collet holder. EMG 413 is suitable for 2, 3 and 4 flute end mill. C. Align the end mill is the most important among the steps. Make sure to complete these steps before grinding. D. This machine is guaranteed for 1 year under normal operation. Expendable parts and wheels are exceptions. Please inform the serial number, see back picture in page 2, when the machine needs to be repaired. E. For end mill 4 to 5 mm. Be sure with very slight push motion while grinding the primary edge due the outer diameter of wheel is smaller. F. The motor cannot run continuously over 1 hour. There are 4 steps for replacing EMG 413 wheel. Step 1. Removing the wheel cover. A. Switch off the machine. B. Unplug the machine. C. Loosen the 3 screws in the wheel cover counterclockwise with 4 mm Allen key. Step 2. Clearing the grinding dust. A. Open the upper cover, clean the grinding dust with pressurized air and wipe outside with dry cloth. B. Make sure the temperature of the wheel goes down to normal temperature. Step 3. Removing the washer. A. Hold the wheel with left hand and loosen the screw counterclockwise with 4 mm Allen key with the right hand. B. Take out the black washer. C. Take out the wheel from the motor hub slightly. Step 3. Replacing the wheel. A. Take a new proper wheel. First D 4 to 5 mm, second D 6 to 13 mm. B. To reinstall the wheel. Reverse steps taken to remove wheel. C. The motor hub is very precise. It will be damaged by excessive force and affect the position of wheel accordingly. 5. Maintenance. Cleaning screws and collet holders. A. Clean the collet holder with pressurized air toward the inner and outer threads. Using pressurized air, blow the dust out of the bearing. Clean the dust in the bearing with air gun. Cleaning nuts of collet holders. Clean nut with pressurized air toward to the inner thread. Clean the outer diameter of nut with pressurized air. Wipe the outer diameter of nut with dry cloth. Cleaning collets. Clean the outer diameter of collet with pressurized air. Clean the interstices of collet with pressurized air. Clean thoroughly with dry cloth. Cleaning the outside machine. Clean the body and alignment base with pressurized air. Clean the wheel cover with pressurized air. Wipe the outer machine and rubber base with clean, dry cloth. Cleaning sharpening ports. Using the pressurized air, blow the grinding dust out of the machine from the grinding port number 1. Wipe the 3 sharpening ports with clean, dry cloth. Wipe the 3 ports with diluted anti-rust oil. Removing the fuse. Use a flathead screwdriver to push out the cover slightly from inward to outward. Take out the fuses and replace a new one. 2 fuses included, 1 fuse for backup, the other one for use. Replacing the fuse. After change the new fuse, push the cover into the original position slightly, with a click to get the fixed position. Switch on the machine to check whether everything is regular.